This video is going to show you how to configure your DNS settings in 1-in-1. So you should have already purchased your domain name at this point. So you have set your own password and they have sent you your login number. So what you want to do is go to the top and do the login. They gave you a number. You type that in and do password. And what I recommend that you do is create a notepad file and put your username and your password for both 1-in-1 and for FreeHostia, and save that to your USB drive where your website is located, so that when you're in class or when you're trying to figure out what your username and password is, you'll have a notepad file that has that in it. And then you'll just go ahead and log in. 1-in-1 takes its time getting in, and you have to jump through some hoops to get to where you want to go. You can see here I have a bunch of packages, but you don't. You only have one, your top one. I'm going to be working within this last one. They give me new packages every time I buy domain names, and I bought several domain names. So it's going to come in here and say it's going to go ahead and go to your control panel. The only thing you're going to do in your control panel is mess with your domain. So don't touch anything else. Just click the domain center, because that's how we can go ahead and manage the domains that we have. All right, when it comes up, it's going to show you your domain, and you can see I have a lot of them, but that's because I have a lot of different things I'm messing with. Today I'm going to change this TomBrady2014.info. And when I click on that, it comes up here. Now, one of the first things you want to do is change this auto renewal. I've already turned mine off, but you want to click the edit button and tell it that I do not want to have it auto renew unless you really want to. Then it's going to automatically charge you $10 when it's time to renew. And since you won't be in this class anymore, you probably don't want to renew it. So I would turn that auto renewal off simply by clicking on the edit button, saying no and no. And then the other thing we want to do is we want to change the DNS settings. So the DNS tells them when you type in your domain name where are your files located. By default, 1-in-1 sticks them on their name server, and that is no good because that's not what we wanted. We want it on FreeHostia. So we click over here where we edit the DNS settings, and we wait. Okay, after jumping around a little bit, all right, it has all this stuff. Okay, we don't want to mess with any of that. What we want to do is we want to change the name server from the 1-in-1 servers that we don't want to use to another name server. So we just click on that little button there. Then it's going to change the bottom part here. It's going to ask you what your name server is, and it's DNS1.FreeHostia. Make sure you spell it right, freehostia.com. And that is your first name server. We want to use an additional name server. So we want to say we want to use the secondary name server. And then you go down to this name server number 2, and it's DNS2.freehostia.com. That's it. If you're on a paid host, they might have a third and a fourth one. FreeHostia does not. It only uses 2. So then we just go ahead and come over here and hit the save button. And it says, are you sure? And we're going to say, yes, of course we're sure. We know what we're doing. And it's going to take a few minutes to take effect. And now if we take a look, we can see. Well, we can't see. But if I go into my DNS settings now, you can see that my first name server is DNS1 FreeHostia and DNS. It's going to take a while for that filters through the system, but no more than 2 days before FreeHostia gets a chance to see that you're coming in using that. So it's important that you get this done right away, but you can't run to FreeHostia and go, oh, let me see if it works, because it may not. It's just going to take a little bit of time, but you don't have to do anything else on FreeHostia. We already said that our domain name is going to be hosted there. and we just have to wait for the DNS to catch up. So what they'll do is the DNS is a domain name system database, and it'll go ahead and get populated through all the computers on Earth, saying that when someone types in Tom Brady 2014 a.info, that it all goes to the folder that has my files on FreeHostia. Alright, that's it for this lesson.